You're supposed to write dependent
Independent.
and independent. Okay? The dependent is the amount of electricity what? Used. The amount of electricity used. How do we know how much amount of electricity used?
The bill?
The bill.
No, the switch is turned on.
The switch is turned. Would it cost anything if the switch turned off?
Yes. It does. No, it would
Cost you nothing. If I didn't turn this on, if I didn't turn the switch on, would it cost anything for electricity?
No.
No.
When you turn it on, it's the amount.
Okay. So when you turn the switch on,
It does.
it turns the it will determine how much electricity you use, correct?
Yes.
So the dependent variable is the electricity used. Okay, the electricity that you use can be determined out by how much by turning it on. Now, if we turn this on at a lower degree, what happens? Do you use more or less? Less. You use more when it's low, right?
Yeah.
We need to cool down. So it's dependent on turning on the knob. Turning on the knob.
It's spelled change
Okay? The position of the knob, you turn on the knob, and where? It depends on where you put it. If you put it at 60 degrees, when it's 100 outside, you're going to use more electricity, right? If you put it at 90 degrees, will you use more or less electricity? Less. So it depends on where you put that knob at. Will determine how much electricity you use. You understand? Okay, look at the back. Okay? Manual. If you look at the back here, if you did not answer it, manual. What was the dependent? What did you put? Huh? No, number 4. What was the answer? Remember, the dependent is the answer. What's the answer?
The money raised.
Money raised. Money raised. Okay, the money raised is your answer. It's the outcome. Correct? What is the independent? What helps find that answer?
Money received.
Selling each box. Selling each box. So not just one box, right? We can sell like 10 boxes, couldn't we?
Yeah.
We can sell 20. So we're selling each box. It depends how many boxes we sell. Does that make sense? Start out with the answer, and then you can work with what you need to put in. Okay? Now, how about the next one? What is the dependent? Right.
The
water propelled
No.
No, release the gate, release, open, release the gate.
Okay? That's right. How high the rocket is then? Is how high it will be, right?
Yeah.
The rocket is still on the floor. Something has to happen for it to get to
The water pressure.
how high? So the height of the rocket. The height of the rocket is your answer, correct? The height is the answer. You guys know this. And then the water pressure is the independent, right? You know this. How'd you guys get so smart?
It's because of you, Miss Walker. No, you're the smartest teacher. Math teacher.
Yeah.
We're not smart.
No. guys understand this? If you did,
Right here.
it's on.
Thank you.
You guys are actually smarter than you. Okay, let's look at. I want you to turn to page 86. Yesterday. Yeah, we were further than 86. So. Yeah, I need you to do those. I need you to do all the way to page what? 86. I need you to finish all the way to F. And then we'll go over the table together. Okay, go ahead. If you guys can figure out D and F, I mean E. If you can figure out, oh, where's my candy? Oh, you mixed up. Yeah, who did you? You must have copied. You guys must have copied your answer from second period students.
No, we didn't. We're smart enough.
There's snack time.
Ooh.
I know when you guys copy all the answers.
I didn't
Snack and lunch.
I didn't
I
I copied from my brain.
Okay. Work on this, please. Maddie. Mindy.
For number C, I got 72.
Okay. For C, you got 72.
Yes.
Okay. The first one, you got what?
I got 36 plus 2 equals 48.
36 plus 12.
2.
12.
36
Yes, I'm just
Reviewing.
yes. 12 because 1 hour is 12. 36 plus 12 times 2, right? Right?
Yeah.
You got, that's what you did. You multiplied this to get 24. And then you add it to 36 and you get 60. And then you told me, okay? That was yesterday. I want you to finish C and D.
Miss Wilcox, you didn't have to put times 2. You could have just added it.
Yes, that's another way you could have done it. This is one way you could have done it. You could have just added 12 more to this. That's perfect. But you can also do it this way. Okay? Now, what is the next one? Any group? Okay? What happened to the yearbook?
She's not going to look at it. But I still have a homework.
Can you share this with Sharon?
Oh, it's her homework.
Guys, you know when we're done with chapter 2, excuse you, stop doing that. Thank you. If you finish with C and D, go to E, F, and then number 2. See that table? Okay? Guys, why aren't your table trying?
We're done.
See, let me see. I don't see all the answers.
You said D and D.
D is wrong. Okay.
How is wrong, Miss
D is incorrect.
It's not wrong.
D is incorrect. Stop. Put my marker back. Focus on what you need to be doing. If you finish with C and D, go to E, F, G, E, F, and number 2. Don't sit there and do nothing. Now, the answer is not 84. The answer is not 84. The answer is what?
78.
How did you get that? No. How did you get that?
Yes, he is. I just don't know the Asian and French.
Sorry.
You know that.
Huh? Leave Ryan alone. He's focused on his explanation here. Figure out, explain to them why. Okay, first of all, most of you got 72 here, correct? 36 plus 12
How'd you get
times. Okay? Let me explain. 36 plus 12 times 180 minutes is how many hours? 3 hours. So times 3 hours, right? That gives you a 36 here, you get a 72. Or most of you just add 12 more. But you need to, there's a reason, if you haven't written this down, I want you to write what I have there on the side right here. Write what I have, this other way of doing it, on this side here. So put 36 plus 12 equals to 48. Most of you know, told me yesterday, 36 because that's where they stopped at to eat before they climb again, right? And then this is 36 plus 12 times 2 equals to 60. Most of you did add 12 each time, but remember, adding 12 each time is the same thing as multiplying. 36 plus 12 times 3 equals to 72. Okay? Now, third 220 minutes. My question to you is, how many hours is that?
Wait, what? Why?
How many hours is 210 minutes? Yes. 6? No, it's not 6 hours.
Both.
It's 10.
It's
No,
10.
4. Don't say anything.
Ten.
How much? 4 hours.
24.
Okay. How many minutes in an hour?
60.
60. Divide this by 60. Oh, okay. Cross that out. The 0. So we have 21 divided by 6. 21 divided by 6. Is 318, remainder, 0.0. How many hours? 3.5 is 3 and 3 and a half. 0.5 is a half an hour. So this is 3 and a half hours. Okay? Right? You got this. Yeah, he said a half more hour. Yes. Okay? 3 and a half hours. Okay, how do we find? We know that this is 3 hours. How do we find that? You don't add 12. Did they go a whole hour? No. Did they go up to 4 hours? No, they stop at 3 and a half hours. How much is a half an hour? 30 minutes. 30 minutes. If every For 1 hour, how high did they climb? 12. If every hour they climb 12, how far are they at half an hour?
6.
Tell each other why it's 6. How is it 6? Okay, how far are they every hour? 12. Half an hour is then how many? 6. I know, half an hour is 6. So instead of adding 12 now, what are we going to add? 6. So we add, excuse you, add 6 here, right?
Yes.
Do you understand why it's not 12?
No.
Yes.
Because all of these were whole hours. And this is 3 and a half. And half of 12 is 6. What's half of 12? 6. So you get 78 feet. So an equation for this is 36 plus 12 times 3.5. Stop whistling. Shh. Now let's equals to 78. Now let's look what I wrote here. What I wrote in this square here will help you answer E. Start with which quantity, that means which numbers, remain constant. Which number, quantity is number, remain constant. Constant mean the same. Please write this on top of that. Constant means what?
Same.
The same. So which number? Okay, now, at your table, I want you to identify the number that remains the same, that the quantity that remains constant. The quantity that remains constant from this table there that I have marked in gray, and what that number means. Okay? So at this time, discuss with each other on what number remains constant or the same. What the number may mean.
Yeah, so you need to go.
I actually see it.
What homework am I missing?
No.
I want to tell.
Already instructed this here. And then right here. Oh, I got it. Carlos, I need you to come sit here. She's gonna go sit over there.
Yes, that one's. Oh my god.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, girls. All right. Yes. You didn't answer a question. You asked me a question.
Oh, when I answered that one question up there.
Which question did you answer?
3.5.
Oh, Miss Wilcox, you haven't sent my homework.
Yes, I did answer that question.
Yeah, she did. You didn't answer D.
No.
Well, I solved it. So that didn't count.
Miss Wilcox.
Okay. E. Guys, we're wasting a lot of time. Okay? That took me about 5 minutes dealing with that issue over there. I apologize. Maybe that should not happen again.
What issue? My issue. What's issue?
Okay.
Tissue?
Now, what number remained the same?
36.
The 36.
12.
And 36
And 12.
Kind of.
and
Oh,
12.
yeah, 36 and 12.
If you look at this here, you will notice that 36 remain the same and 12. Okay? 36 remain
The same.
constant. Okay? The whole time. 36 is where they start, and 12 is for each hour. Okay? Now, which quantity, quantity means number, which number keeps changing?
The 2 and 3, where you multiply.
Okay?
The 48, the 60, the 70, the 80.
So, stop. Okay? Very good. You notice the 2, the 3, the 3.5. And then, did the answer stay the same?
No.
No. So the answer keeps changing. What does the 2, the 3, the 3.5 represent?
It's going up.
What does it represent?
It's like
The 2 represents what?
the hours.
The hours.
And the minute.
Okay? The hours are minutes. So the one that keeps changing, the changing one, please write this down, is the hours.
Wait, don't we write it on F?
Okay? Now, what are these? This is 38 feet, that is 60 feet, that is 72 feet, that is 78 feet. What does all these answer represent?
Lunch.
The distance.
Now remember, if I don't get to finish this, you guys stay in. I understand that this class needs to stay in almost every day. That is fine. Right after this. Okay? And if you have issues on that, have your parent come in so they can hear what I deal with.
Your phone is ringing.
If you need help with this, then we'll call.
No, I don't need any help. I need you to help yourself and do the work. That's all we can do.
Oh, no. Let me
My mom's best.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, Savannah is here. Your last name is Artavo, right?
No.
Savannah?
I knew that one.
Oh, yeah, she's here. I have everyone sitting here. There's no one absent. Okay, go see Mrs. Belk. Thank you. Savannah? You're Savannah also. That's Savannah. No wonder I'm so confused.
You didn't notice that?
Shh.
Bye, Savannah.
I don't know. Wait, what did you say? This one class.
Hey.
Can I get out? No.
The nurse.
I just needed a nurse.
Get back to work.
It's a little bit. All you have to do is water and
Here we go.
Thank you. Like,
Mrs. Belk, student office.
Mr. Volk. The different numbers represent the distance.
Shh. The height. The answer here represents what?
The height.
The height. How high they're at.
Oh, yeah.
Shh. So what is changing? The hours and the
minutes.
height.
Height.
Oh, height. Okay? They keep climbing. Okay? Those represents the height. Okay? Now let's go to the next page.
Wait, so we're supposed to do that for F?
Which quantity depend on the other?
The 36.
No,
The 12.
the height depends on what?
The height depends on the hours.
The height depends on the hour.
So it was that one? Wait, I can't see.
The height depends on the hour.
You never stepped down.
Okay? Now, let's look at the next page.
Alright, you can change it.
Here. We input the time.
Ooh, somebody's phone is.
Probably yours.
Mine's this. What color is that one?
You know, I'll trim it to every situation an instant happen and email it home an attachment. So that way your parent can hear your situation of interruption in class. So I need it quiet so I can teach. Because obviously you guys aren't understanding this and you're not getting it. I understand why I'm standing here. Yes, Raven.
Could you tell people to stop throwing stuff? They keep hitting me in the back of my head.
Okay, before we leave, everyone picks up 3 trash
Good.
every day for the next week.
Oh,
No, before you go to lunch. Shh. 1, 2, 3. And if that doesn't fix it, we do it every day so my class can stay clean. One, 2, 3. Now, time is measured in hours, right?
Yeah.
In this case, time is measured of unit in hour. That's what we put in. We put in 1 hour, what came out? 48 feet. Correct?
Yes.
We put in 1 hour, they climbed 48 feet.
Is that an L, Miss Wilcox?
That's it. E-E-T.
No. Where the 8 is. After that. Before that.
Feet.
Before the 8. Oh, it's 4? Never mind.
I'll rewrite it. 48, and it represents feet. All these numbers that our answer are all in feet.
Can we just put FT?
No. Write out feet. Common Core requires you to write out every vocabulary word. No abbreviation. Okay? So this is, the output is the height in measurement of feet. Okay? 2 hours. When they climbed 2 hours, what was our answer? 60 feet. Okay? We already put feet up here, the unit of measurement. measurement
So we
so
don't
that we
try
don't
again?
have to write every time.
Okay.
Okay? 3 hours was our next one, 180 minutes. What was our answer? 72 feet. The next one on D, we got 3.5 hours. How much feet is
78.
that? 78. Okay? Feet. Okay. Now, how many feet, how long would it take to get to 84 feet? How long?
4 or 5. 4. 6, 5, 4.
How long? How do you get 4.5? Who says 4? Raise your hand. Who says 4.5? For those who you say 4, why 4? Gabby? No, what's your name? Desiree. Because if I add one more whole hour to 72, what would I get? 84.
So it's 12 minutes?
I would get 4 hours.
I mean, you put 12.
If I add 12 more to 72, I get 84, right?
Yes.
That's why 84 would take 4 hours. How would I get to 96?
The 12 to 96. Put 12 plus 96. No, what do you put? Down. It's Wilcox.
What's your last name? Gonzalez?
Put 96 plus 12.
You're not paying attention.
96.
Okay, it's a plus 12, so how many hours is that? 5 hours. To 108, how many hours? 6. So how long did it take for them to climb up this mountain?
6
6
hours.
hours. It took them 6 hours to climb. The expression, okay, we give H for the number of hours. What did we do to find the height? At 12, but we had to do what first? We started out with 36. To get these answers, we had to add 12 times the hour, right? We had to get these answers. We had to do 36 plus the 12 feet per hour, then times how many hours they gave us to get this expression. Do you understand?
So,
Does that make sense?
So we were just technically adding 12 to every single number?
Yes, practically. Most numbers.
Okay, now let's go ahead and graph this. Number 6. Number 6. This will be on tomorrow's test. This problem is tomorrow's test.
Is that number?
Next time we have a test, can you tell us ahead of
I emailed it home.
Well, I don't get emails.
My
My mom
dad
does.
Okay, well, I'm telling you now, tomorrow's
Okay,
test.
Oh, so tomorrow we have a test?
Yes. I'm gonna stop here. You need to know how to graph this. Okay? So, this is the hour. This is how high he's climbed. The height. In feet. Okay? At 0 hour, 96. At 6 hours.
108.
108. Right there.
Hey, it's a function.
How do we know? How do we know the scatter plot is a function?
Because
They all have their own lines.
The vertical line never passes but one dot. Is there any question?
No.
Can I get a homework stamp? Shut up. Thank you. Never stop our homework. Thank you. You gotta get that credit, you know.
Okay, now. Next the points on the graph. Okay, any question here? Okay, tomorrow you're gonna do a table. You're gonna have a quiz where you make a table like this. Okay, you have to come up with the expression. You do the expression by the only way you can do it is if you write it out like this. Okay, you need to do it like this gray stuff I've done to come up with the expression. Okay, then you graph by using the table, this table they give you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. The question will be on like that. Nothing different. And then you need to know what a function and what's not a function, and you need to explain it. Do you understand?
Yes. I have a
Can we pick up the trash now so we can have
No. Now let's look at
You.
I want you all to
start out homework.
pick up a
Pick
blue
someone.
one right here.
Pick someone. Everybody's gonna go over there. They're gonna go over here.
Have a seat. I would like the recorder. Recorder coming. Okay, from everyone else.
Charlie, come over here.